And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys, I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Well, you can tell we are approaching the end of the season because the transfer rumour mill is in full flow. Yes, yesterday we brought you news that a James Tavernier exit route had emerged, as it did seem as that Steven Gerrard's Al Ettifaq were preparing an offer to try and land the Rangers captain. And now today we've got a bit on Conor Goldson, apparently set for a shock exit and could follow James Tavernier to the Saudi Pro League. We will be getting into that in today's video, discussing whether we should let both of them go and all those kind of things. So we'll have a little discussion with regards to it and discuss whether it actually will happen. But first guys, I just wanted to confirm there has been news that of course our Scottish Cup final time has obviously been confirmed, and the kickoff time will be at 3 o'clock on the 25th of May. So yes, the last game of our season. Hopefully the final will be there for us to lift a treble or win a treble, who knows. Obviously I'm not going to get too carried away, we've still got 5 huge games left to go in the Scottish Premiership, but our time has been confirmed and it is a 3 o'clock kickoff on Sunday, May 25th. So there you go, the Scottish Cup final against Celtic has been detailed. Now let's go straight into this sort of news guys. Now as I said, I don't really entertain transfer news really at this time of the year. I usually wait till May before we get into the end of the season, and I kind of look at the sources, but this one just doesn't seem to going away. Tavernier to Al Ettifaq is something that just keeps on emerging. Last summer it first emerged when Steven Gerrard, of course, was doing a big rebuild. Then it came back in January. Then it came back a couple months ago. Now it's come back again. And many reports are reporting on this one now that, of course, Steven Gerrard is very fond of the Rangers captain and wants to bring him to the Saudi Pro League after Al Ettifaq had a fairly poor season, let's be perfectly honest. They've had a really poor season so far this season, really. You know, I think Steven Gerrard had a remit, and that wasn't to finish 7th. I think they finished 7th for the last sort of 3 years, and they finished 7th again whilst they spent a lot of money. They brought in like Gini Wijnaldum, they brought in Hendry, they've brought in Moussa Dembele, they've brought in obviously Henderson, but he's been and gone. They've brought a lot of players in, to be fair, and to be fair, outside of the top 4 in the Saudi Pro League, they probably should be at a bare minimum in 5th place because they spent the most money out there. Now, whilst that James Tavernier one we discussed yesterday and did say that it could be a thing, I do think Steven Gerrard is very fond of Tavernier, and especially in that league at that right back, he'll score goals for fun. However, this morning, more reports have emerged stating that Steven Gerrard's Al Ettifaq could do a double swoop and go for Conor Goldson as well. Yes, as stated, that's an exclusive as well from multiple sources stating that both of them could leave and go to the Saudi Pro League this summer and join with Steven Gerrard's Al Ettifaq. Now, this is a very interesting one because again, look, listen, it's not a Fabrizio Romano, it's not a David Ornstein reporting this, so do take it with a pinch of salt, but it's my job to bring the headlines to you, and we'll unpack it and discuss whether it will actually happen. So I'm not saying here by any means that this is going to happen, and nor they're usually my trusted sources. I would put it as an amber light, as we use this sort of traffic light formation, whether it's reputable or not. A red light would be, you know, the sun, a green light would be Fabrizio Romano, an orange light would be somewhere in the middle. So I would give it an amber light at this moment in time, but I do think it coincides with Rangers' sort of poor form at this moment in time in terms of prior to the Scottish Cup, and we've been talking about it as fans that we kind of want the old guard to go. We're done with the old guard, we want some new blood to come in. Tavernier, Goldson and Lundstram apparently being linked to Trabzonspor would probably get rid of the 3 people, the main people that fans probably want to go this summer. Now, I do think it's time to say goodbye to Conor Goldson, and I have always stood by Conor Goldson, genuinely, because I thought he has been our best centre-back over the last few years. But the problem with Conor Goldson is that I feel like our Rangers board think he is some sort of a Nesta or something like that, that there is no better than Conor Goldson. We've never bettered Conor Goldson. I'm not being horrible to the guy. I think he's been a great servant to this football club. He's done his job well, but there's so many better centre-backs out there that Rangers could get their hands on, genuinely. I think we've got one within our ranks, and that being Balogun. So I've never really caught onto this notion that we can never better Conor Goldson. Conor Goldson's never had to compete for his jersey. He's constantly always in the team. We've never looked for a replacement. We've always looked for who can partner Conor Goldson. That's always been the story. So I've never really backed that notion, but he's getting older. He's got, I think, 2 years left on his contract now as well, so it could be a good possibility to cash in on the player. So I would be all for getting rid of Conor Goldson this summer, getting some money in, and of course reinvesting it and getting someone better. I do think it's time for the old guard to go. As much as it breaks my heart to see Tavernier go, I do think it's probably maybe time. If out of Goldson and Tavernier, I would want Goldson to go, but Tavernier, maybe we can push him up the park. But again, from a business perspective, if Rangers are going to be offered the Saudi money, whether that be £10 million for Conor Goldson, £10 million for James Tavernier, and that's £20 million, yes, that is hypothetical. Yes, that might be me in dreamland, but we've seen the money that the Saudi Pro League teams actually have at their disposal and don't care about spending. £20 million for 2 players over the age of 30 would be an extremely good bit of business from this football club and would be able to reinvest under Niels Koopman into the next Conor Goldson, or something better than Conor Goldson, and certainly find a different right back. But I do feel like this summer is pivotal. We said that last summer as well, but we made an arse of it. But this summer is pivotal. In terms of whether we win the league or we don't win the league, we need to get it right. We've got a director of football in that's very shrewd with business. He knows what he's doing. He's built this PSV team that are ripping up the Eredivisie at this moment in time, doing well in Europe and all these kind of things. We've got this guy in the door. He's got a track record already, Oscar Cortes Diamande. None of us knew who their players were, but they've been good. They've been great. I know Cortez has, of course, been injured, but he's a good player. So it's now time, £20 million in Niels Koopman's hand for those 2 players. I think he could probably bring in some really, really young, good talent and gems that can win trophies first and foremost for this football club, but also turn a profit in the years to come. So very, very interesting indeed. So my verdict on this one, of course, would be yes, sell them both if the right offer is in place. And whether both of them are going to be going to the Saudi Pro League, well, both of them are going to be reuniting with Steven Gerrard's Al Ettifaq remains to be seen. As stated, take it with a pinch of salt. Orange light in terms of a transfer reputability, where the source is coming from. It's not a green light. No one's saying there's a green light. It's probably an orange light in terms of reputableness. And do I believe in my heart that both of them are going to be going to the Saudi Pro League with Steven Gerrard? Probably not. But it's good to be in dreamland, because I would like the money that comes along with it for this football club, so we can reinvest it into the right area. But very, very interesting story again today. I want to know your thoughts on it down there in the comment section below. Would you be for or against both of them going? And how much would you want for Conor Goldson, firstly? How much would you want for James Tavernier, secondly? And do you see a world in which Steven Gerrard comes to our rescue with these transfer millions and brings both of them to the Saudi Pro League with him? As stated, let me know down there in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that old like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care. Peace.